Hello fellow YouTubers. As you can see, I'm not on my bike today. Still probably a week out before I take to the road. Finally, I'm just trying to polish up a few things and just sort of get it ready to hit the road. But anyway, bit of a different video today. Going to do an unboxing of the GoPro Hero 4 Black Edition. For anyone who didn't know what I shoot my videos with, I've always used the Hero 2 GoPro. It's been a love-hate relationship. It was not really the best camera around. It had a lot of bugs. Not so much to later in its life. It was pretty good up until recently. But when I first got it, it was an absolute pain in the butt, always turning itself on and draining the battery. Freezing, you name it. I've had everything go wrong with that thing. But anyway, GoPro were kind enough to get this out to me as quick as possible because this is likely to be one of the cameras I use next year for film work. And to kick off this video, I'm actually recording this one in 4K as we speak. So if you look in your YouTube video, you'll see a 4K option as well. Because I've actually been shooting in 4K for the last 5 months, roughly. And yeah, 4K offers some amazing things over 1080p that you just wouldn't think was possible. Now, I don't know if this GoPro is going to deliver in the 4K department, but that's why I have one to try. See if it does the job, and if it doesn't, I will be sure to tell you because honestly, I could go either way with it. GoPro has never been that great to me in the past. I'm really hoping this new model changes that trend and that it just blows me away. Because up to this point I was going to look at drift cameras, but anyway, so this is the new model. This is the Black Edition. It's probably one of the first in Australia. If not, it would be one of the very first for sure. Yeah, so let's just rip this thing open and get stuck into it, and we'll see what this thing's all about. As usual with GoPro, they present the packaging very nicely. It's a real pain in the butt when you want to put it all away somewhere, but when it first arrives, it looks great. So here's all the specs for it. And you can see that there. Now, there's already a few things I'm noticing with this camera which are a little concerning. For the one major thing is the 4K option only shoots in ultra wide, which I find a bit unusual considering it's got a 12 megapixel sensor. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to pan out in the real world. It'll be interesting to see. Of course, on the bottom we have our accessories options, which GoPro love to charge a fortune for. Not seeing anything new. I'm seeing a dog harness, which is not really that interesting. What's included? Doesn't look like much is included. They seem to be cutting back with every generation. It gets a bit ridiculous once you get to a certain point. Anyway, let's just rip this thing open and see what the hell is inside. For anyone who's wondering, that's the memory card for it. That's a 64 gig card. I've been through the memory card thing already with 4K, and you do need to pick your cards carefully because the bit rate is quite a bit higher with 4K. And if you don't choose the right one, you end up with stuttering issues, corruption, all sorts of things going wrong. Open. We're in. Yeah. Very similar to the Hero 2 packaging, actually. Doo-doo. Let me in. Yeah. Go away. Oh. So here's the beast. I will say straight up, compared to the Hero 2, it's a hell of a lot smaller, but compared to the Hero 3, it's pretty similar. I do like its little form factor. Not the best camera for doing motorcycle videos, I will say. The form factor is just not the right orientation. When you look at the drift, it's nice and streamlined, fits down the side of your helmet really nicely. But that's the camera. Let's have a look inside the box. I don't think there's much in here, to be honest. Getting started. Let's not get started, let's just get to the bottom of it. So what have we got? Getting started guide, manual, GoPro stickers. Got a billion of those. This manual is ridiculous. I've never seen a manual that big for a GoPro. Safety information. Right. Warranty and disclaimers, don't care. Let's go further in. Alright, so what have we got? Curved mount. Looks pretty much the same as the old ones. USB cable. Don't care. Small set of mounts. A battery. This battery is 1160 milliamp hour, which is a little bit smaller than the Hero 3, if I remember correctly. That is a tiny battery, considering it's recording 4K, which tends to chew batteries. So I'll be amazed if we get an hour out of this battery. Made by Panasonic. Wow. I am actually shooting this on a Panasonic camera. So that's interesting. I wonder why they did that. Because Panasonic also make a competitive camera, which also does 4K. Different form factor again with a bullet camera. That's a skeleton back door, which I don't really care about. Couple of mounts. Excellent. The first thing I'm also noticing on this camera, you cannot access the ports on the side of it. There is no housing for it, which is freaking fantastic. How do you get this thing open? Let's get this thing out. Hero. And no headphone socket, which is what I already read up on, but pretty stupid design if you ask me. Very small camera. Let's chuck the battery and see if it's actually got any charge. Where'd the battery go? Hiding. Righto. How on earth does this go in? That way. Do we have power? We do. 2 bars. Excellent. That button is really sensitive. Video. Whoa. Multi-shot. Setup. Video. Multi. Anyway, I'll play around with this later. Got to work out everything in here. I have to say the LCD is a lot nicer. It's very high resolution compared to the old ones. But yeah, so this is the Hero 4 Black Edition. This will be my new camera for doing all my videos. I haven't decided if I'll actually shoot in 4K yet. That's still up in the air. I have to say initially though, I am disappointed again that there is no hole in this casing to actually use the ports that come on the camera. It is just freaking stupid. Why would you even consider not supplying that? Or a microphone adapter. There is a music kit which comes with different housings and whatnot, but I'm not doing music. I don't want music mounts. I want the curved mounts like this. I want these mounts. I want this mount. But a sealed casing with a skeleton back door. What is the point? I don't understand. To me, it just seems that GoPro are cost-cutting to the point where you get almost nothing for your money. I mean, this is almost a $700 camera. And I remember when I bought my original Hero 2, it came with suction cup mount, it came with tons of curved mounts, helmet mounts, brackets, everything. It had everything you'd ever need to set it up. Now you basically have to spend $150 in accessories before you can even get started with it. But anyway, that's the unboxing of the Hero 4 Black. Alrighty, just before I end the video, I thought I'd just talk a bit more about this camera, because I realised at the start of the video I didn't really explain its specifications and whatnot. So with the Black Edition, the main difference between that and the silver is that you lose the LCD screen on the back of it, but you gain 4K video capability at 30 frames a second, so it's actually useful now as opposed to the previous version, which was 15 frames, which was useless basically. But a few people have asked me in the past, like, why would you want 4K? And to be honest with you, you don't really want 4K unless there's a reason, or if you're doing more professional type video. I mean, even the professionals aren't really getting involved in it yet because it's just too expensive to take up. There's a lot of downsides to it, and the consumer market just doesn't really demand it at the moment. Basically, when you're shooting in 4K, you're recording at 4 times the resolution of 1080p, so that comes with, you know, large requirements for for speed with your memory cards, for data capacity. So you've got to upgrade your computer, you've got to upgrade your storage when you're editing video. It just opens up a whole new thing where you have to pretty much change everything in your workflow to just to edit the videos. Basically, you can forget about using standard mechanical hard drives. You have to switch out for SSDs to edit 4K video at a reasonable pace. But yeah, that's the main reason I have this camera, is to see what it takes to use it in 4K mode, like what its requirements are. I don't know what the recording quality is going to be like on it yet. With my Panasonic, that shoots at 100 megabits, so the files aren't huge, but they're not small either. Like, I use a 128 gig memory card in that, and I can fill it in 2 hours. So, you know, that does create limitations on what you can do with it. But as technology moves on, we will end up in 4K eventually. The TVs are already out on the market, prices are dropping, and as soon as we get good 4K content when it comes to movies and whatnot, we will see consumers take it up. Everyone will start using it. So I'm sort of hoping to start doing my videos in 4K. I haven't decided yet if it's worth the extra hassle when I'm just riding around on the road. But let me know what you guys think. I'm happy to do it. We can at least try a first video and see how it goes. But yeah, I will follow up in probably a week or two when I'm out on the road. I'll take this camera out, we'll go for a ride, and I'll give you some feedback on what I found, because I've got to do a review of it as well. The first thing I have to do is drill out the side of this casing, because I can't get to the microphone port. Well, there isn't even a microphone port. It's a port. So I have to get an adapter to get a microphone port, and then I have to drill a hole in the casing to actually use the microphone port. So, you know, initial impressions, I mean, I knew about all this from the start, but it was the only kit I could get my hands on. But, you know, when you have to start buying accessories to use the basic functions of the camera, it starts to get a bit ridiculous. And yeah, so I just hope the quality is worth it on this camera. I hope it blows my mind. I've already had a quick dig through the menu, and there's some interesting stuff in there. But yes, I will pick this video up in a week or so, and I'll give you some feedback on how it all goes. Until next time, guys, see you later.